I can hear you.
The simple things. Shall we redo that though? Shall we redo that?
Hardware, you can hear me. We can redo that.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, now everyone should be able to hear me. I need to make sure our levels are equal though, so we can.
Yeah. We can hear each other. Cool. All right, let's redo that.
Let's redo.
The biggest scuff start. Trust us to fuck it up.
Right. This wouldn't be the uncultured gold if we didn't screw it up. So how about we do that? How about we do that intro again? Right. Would you like to hear what I was actually saying, Hardware?
I'm keen to hear it, man.
Okay.
I want to hear it again.
All right. So just imagine we're going live. Good morning, Vietnam! We are here today. It's myself, Zeno States, and Big Sugar. We are live. We are happy. We are free. We are uncultured. Yes, this is the Uncultured podcast. How is everybody doing?
He's too right. Uncultured.
Uncultured forever.
We just pretend that never happened.
Well, no, we're not gonna pretend it never happened. You know why? Because, well, this is our very first podcast. This is, live podcast. Hey, hello.
We were bound to fuck it up at one point.
Cheers, mate. Oh, so that being said,
how are we starting this?
Well, introduce yourself, bro. Introduce yourself. Who are you? Who the hell
I
are
am
you?
Big Sugar. I'm sure everyone in the chat knows me by now, but for anyone who is new, how you doing? Loving the E2? Yes, sir. I'm Big Shugs. I am the man that's almost down under, but slightly better. What do you got to say about
that? We just lost our Australian audience. 100%.
I know you like Australians better. I know that for sure. You said the women are hotter. It makes sense.
That's the only reason why.
Yeah, but you would never go there because of the bugs and shit.
Everything's
They're huge, by the way. They're huge, by the way. I went for like 2 weeks and like I thought, oh yeah, I haven't seen shit the whole time I've been here, apart from like big lizards and shit. But they're kind and like kind of friendly in that. And then like as soon as we're about to leave for the airport, I walk out the front door and there is a huntsman spider the size of my fucking hand. No bullshit. Like no bullshit.
Everything there is trying to kill you.
Crazy.
The bugs, the insects, the arachnids, the snakes, the women, they're all out to kill you.
Oh, especially the woman. He smells bullshit.
But only with one L.
Well, that's on him.
Yeah. German Nazi over here. But yes. All right. And then I'm Zeno 6. No. So I'm the resident American because well, what podcast wouldn't be complete without an American there to give our stupid ideas? Well, You can find us both at twitch.tv/Big Sugar Live and Xeno6. Yes, we are both streamers. We are the streamers for streamers because we are streamers who are streamers.
I wanted to start this off talking about Uncultured Gold, but basically there's not really much to talk about. It's your general community, your small streamer community trying to grow a little bit bigger, bring in more people, as many as we can, and it's basically just like any others, but it's got us.
It's got us. Yep, it is a love child made from the blood, sweat, and tears of many different people. A community for the community, essentially.
It really is a family, though, because I mean, you're basically my dad at this point, and
I don't know
my
how
partner.
I didn't even know how that's situated.
I don't know how it's situated either. I just started calling you dad, and I don't know. I disappointed you a few times, and always. I became your son.
The disappointment is real. I need to go to the vape shop to pick up some juice. I'll be back later,
Yeah, I'll see you in 20 years. Speaking of,
well,
fuck yeah.
she.
I'm gonna get some juice for that.
So
at some
hardware
point.
brings up a interesting topic here, which does need to be addressed. So basically, this is just an open chat, like for real. Kind of, basically, almost. We do have some structured topics that we will be talking about that we feel like we want to talk about. But there's also, some things that we just might go and rant off on. Like, we don't know what's going to happen.
I can guarantee we'll go off track.
Yes.
Like
There'll be
every episode.
So many rabbit holes that will be, happening. So yes, it is mostly an open chat forum, but with some topics that we are trying to hit on.
And I don't want it to be a podcast where we ignore chat and it's literally just like something we're recording for like uploading onto YouTube or uploading to Spotify or whatever we do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to still feel like a live stream, so the people that come in while we're recording it actually feel like a part of it. You know what I mean?
Yes. So basically, we're gonna be Joe Rogan on steroids because we're streamers.
Woo!
Wait, isn't he already? No, he's not on steroids. No, on it.
Joe Rogan on E2.
Nah,
he's just pretty good, bro.
He'll never drink that stuff. Too much sugar.
It's not that much sugar, is it? Wait, how much has it got? I'm actually curious now. 78 grams. That's probably
too much. Yeah, that's too much sugar. Too much sugar. Joe Rogan cannot let that kind of foul shit enter his body. Look at us. We're already punching up right now, y'all. We're already punching
crazy up. Roundhouse kicks and everything. That man is crazy.
Yeah. So
I would love to meet Joe Rogan. By the way.
Oh hell yeah.
Can we just say that? I feel like every podcast today has somewhat been inspired by that man.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I was like wondering if I was gonna vibe in the stream if I was to jump on. Might be interesting. Oh yeah.
Eventually we'll get guests.
Yeah, we will be having guests eventually, hopefully soon.
Speaking of hardware and podcasts, I've been invited to his.
Same here.
I definitely plan to make it that day. I know you said you were gonna pester me in Discord just to remind me, but let's make it a date. 8th of November.
Oh my gosh.
Give me a time. Let's do it.
8th of November? I should show up then too.
Yes, sir.
All three of us.
Yes, sir.
Banter on.
Nah, I am keen. But it's up to hardware. However he wants to do it.
It is true. One-on-ones are quite intimate. I just feel I might be losing someone. But, all right. Well, damn, we are cementing it in. One guess at a time. I got it. See, the problem is he cannot, he can't handle two people at one time. He's not good enough yet. That's not true.
Oh, we're just going to have to pounce on him.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry.
That's how it's going to happen.
Xenos and Big Sugar will give you all the loving you need, hardware.
All the love and all the doodle snot. All of it.
Doodle snot. Oh, my.
Oh, yeah.
The crusties.
He's not ready for it.
Not even.
Crusty socks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so one topic I wanted to quickly cover before we carry on to Alec Baldwin and other shenanigans. Oh, it's spicy. We've been holding off and talking about it for like God knows how long now.
I can't wait. I'm actually I got my guts feeling it right now.
We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
Okay, let's go. All right, tell us what the first thing is.
So, for people coming in to the 50th episode, or maybe the 1000th episode of the Uncultured Gold, and want to go back to the very beginning, I want to let those viewers know, because you never know how long this thing's going to go for, or where people are going to pop up and come in. Maybe the 3rd episode, maybe the 30th. I want them to come back here, and if they do, they need to know what we're about and how we got started. They need to know our backstory, you know what I mean? I mean, like, streamer-wise or...
Origin story.
Origin story, man. I had bone claws. Now they're adamantium, but I don't remember. I
All
watched a
right.
lot of X-Men recently.
Yeah, I can tell. It's very apparent. You might
You
mute
think
this
I'll
bit.
mute this bit? You want to save it? Fair enough.
Save it for
Fair
the.
enough.
Okay. Well,
Save it
then
for his one.
I guess I'll start us off with the origin story. Shoot, I didn't expect this to be coming up on here, but all right. So, even though
How did you
probably
get
did
into
tell me.
streaming, Dad?
How did I get into streaming? Well, I played lots of video games, and I'll tell you what, my life has been work, 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 play video games with very few hours of sleep, and repeat every single day. I went from being a, you know, 50, 50 an hour or 50 hours a week worker while playing video games on my off time and then, sleeping and, doing all that. I never cared about where my life was really going. It was more so just like, hey, as long as I'm making enough money to, support me and mine, I don't really care what my dreams and goals and career choice ever is. Until COVID happened. And then I was working 60 plus hours a week because I was an essential worker and everyone wanted to call out and get the 2 weeks off for, being paid without actually having to use up vacation time because, that was the thing in America. If you potentially had COVID, you get away for 2 weeks and get paid for those 2 weeks. So 60 hours a week. And eventually it just got to the point where I was the only one making money and we couldn't live in our place in LA and we had to move back down to our hometowns of, in San Diego County. And then bam, we are right there and now we're both working. Well, she's working and I decide I should do something I actually want to try to do. A goal, a career choice, a dream. Like I've always dreamed about, making money by playing video games.
Imagine,
And
bro. Imagine.
yeah, and that's essentially how I got into streaming. Freaking just, you know, like screw it. I'm just gonna start it up and start doing it.
So how long ago did you actually start though? Like when was your first stream? Do you remember the date? Or actually, even better question, because this is something I don't remember. Do you even remember what you did on your first stream?
Actually, I do remember. I don't remember the day. I remember the first game we played though, and that was actually Among Us. Yeah, first
Played a
stream
lot
was
of
Among Us.
Us. I played a lot of Among Us before. I think my first stream was Counter Strike. I think when I got into streaming, I was hard out into CS:GO,
Okay.
and eventually, I don't know what it was, but my settings changed or something. I mean, I don't have the best PC,
Hmm.
um, but for some reason, whenever I streamed Counter Strike, I just started dropping more frames each and every day. I couldn't figure out a way to solve it. But when I first started, it was fucking perfect. Like I didn't know why my shit was doing that or whatnot. But like my I started out in COVID, so it was like right after our first lockdown, and I don't know. Most people know that New Zealand hasn't had it too bad. Um,
Lucky.
but I was working at this timber factory making frames and trusses for houses and that. If anyone doesn't know what a truss is, it's basically your roof frame. So yeah, I was making all of those and that, and then COVID happened, and then right after, I like during COVID, myself and Mrs. Biggs, we were locked down in the sleep out that we're in, and it was so fucking crowded. I'd literally wake up every day, and my PC's right beside the bed, shitty ass setup, and I would just play like Red Dead Redemption 2. I completed the story, and I was like, fuck yeah, that was me. And I'd spend all day doing it, and then watching like I don't know Brooklyn Nine-Nine with her and that, and then yeah, and then lockdown finished. I went back to work, and 2 weeks into working there, I was driving home and I crashed my car. Um, Totaled it. Had to scrap it and everything. and I fucked my neck up quite a bit, and I had to go on ACC, which is basically paid leave for injuries and that. And when I got back to work 2 weeks later, my boss accused me of purposely crashing my car so I could get time off work. And I was like, bruh, I just had like 3 months off of COVID. What do I need time off for? Like, what do I fucking need time off? Why would I do that? So I was struggling to get to work because I didn't have a car, and I was waking up at fucking God knows what time in the morning, having to travel across like literally the whole city, because I worked on the complete opposite side of the city. So I was waking up at God knows what time to catch a bus to get to work, and I like just got there on time, and I'm chugging coffees, and then as I'm leaving, it takes 2 hours to get home, and then by the time I'm home, I'm crashing, and my boss is being a dick to me because he thinks I fucking crashed my car on purpose. I'm like, bro. So I was like, one day I just went in and I was like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore, and I quit. And I went home that day, and I was like, now I actually have time off. And I was like, well, fuck. While I look for another job, I might start streaming. I mean, I knew TSD Red. He's a real life buddy of mine.
Can we not give him a plug, please?
Let's not give him a plug. Fuck that guy. But yeah, he was streaming, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll give it a go. And he was streaming CS:GO with me for my. I think I was streaming CS:GO for my first stream. And like I think my first stream I averaged like 1.5 viewers. Like it took a little bit for it to pick up. And then I just started getting on Twitch more and talking to other streamers who were quite small at the time as well. I ran into Hunter, a couple of other guys, and then a big CS:GO streamer rated me. That's I Got You Sucker. And yeah, everything just started picking up, and then I stopped streaming CS:GO. I got myself an Elgato so I could capture console gaming and that, and then I got back into my competitive Call of Duty, and that wasn't doing so well. But I remember my horror streams during October of last year were doing fucking incredible. And like a couple of months ago, I literally just decided that I'm not gonna try and stick to one game. I'm gonna try and branch out to other things and just play video games for fun instead of competitively, because I've done that for so long. And like it's worked out so far. I mean, it's been good. It's been good. I bought a pair of shoes with a Twitch payout. My first Twitch payout. Bought a pair of shoes. It's fucking cool. I didn't have good shoes at the time. I was wearing fucking scuffs all day. These things.
Oh, he's actually got them?
I was fucking wearing these all day. Every day. Still got them. I never wear them anymore because I have shoes now. It was either that or my work boots, and that wasn't cutting it. But yeah, I'm doing good now.
Well, now that we got origin story out of the way, I'm going to propose that we keep our meeting of each other for another episode. That way, that way there's people. Yeah. So, yeah,
that was
just leave that for
that was a hell of a day.
One hell of a day.
It's funny. It's a funny story, man. But like you said,
there's the magic fingers for hardware, so he knows we're done talking about our origins.
What are they called on that? I don't know. You've probably never seen it. I don't know. I grew up with I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, if it's TOS, but I grew up with a very feminine brother and an older sister. Yeah.
Okay, what you say? It's an adjective. It's not a friggin' like.
I suppose.
You're not saying it maliciously. Your brother happens to be homosexual. It's fine.
Yes, and he loved to bring it on as a child, and he made me watch it like 3 times in one day. And the one thing that stuck to me was the spur fingers.
You know, funny enough, my sister actually enjoyed those movies as well as my mother, and I've been forced to watch almost all of them because before we had multiple TVs, I was a dirt floor poor broke motherfucker, and yeah, so we only had one TV, and if my mom wanted to watch something or my sister wanted to watch something, I was always watching it. So
They're fucking terrible movies. I'm telling you.
agreed.
And my brother was a remote hog his whole life. I never got choice of what went on TV unless it was that too.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
I remember the one memory I have of TV every night though is we'd have dinner at 6:00 and I'd sit on the floor eating my dinner and everyone else is on the couch and I'm sitting there watching the 6:00 news every day.
Okay.
And I hate the news to this day. I would never watch that shit. Fuck that. I'll find out news on Facebook or something. I don't know. Someone will tell me. Something's important. I'll find out eventually.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Again, speaking of TV, though, some hot shit coming out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
and video games, man. Video games is going fucking
video
off.
games, TV,
There's
some
lot
movies
coming out. There's a lot being announced, already released. Is Guardians of the Galaxy already released? I want to grab that.
I don't even. Which one? The Volume 2?
No. The video game. They made a video game of it.
Oh God. Oh no.
I want to play it, man.
Video game?
I love Guardians of the Galaxy, man.
I mean, I love the movies. It's actually some of the few Marvel movies I actually like want to watch.
You're not big on the MCU.
No, I'm not big on superheroes in general.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why when you're like,
I thought you were a true geek.
Cool. Nah, not even, bro. I'm the original nerd, bitch. D&D all the way. Not this
fantasy and sci-fi.
Not this hoity-toity. Oh, I'm a geek. Look at me. Ooh woo. No. I ain't no TikTok. TikTok. Whose old son found out they can make money by cosplaying sexy outfits. No, sir. I'm the true neck-bearded fat guy.
I'll tell you what, if I was born a woman, I'd be 100% doing sub streams.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what? Fuck it, I should do them anyway. I don't have a hot tub, though.
I mean, why not do it anyways, though? That's
I
know
thing. Someone who's got a hot tub. You imagine that?
Get canceled? Who, me or Sugar?
Probably both of us, let's be real. Can you imagine that, though? Could you imagine that? So Shock Lethal and Fading Shadow, they have a hot tub at their place. You imagine if I got like a bikini, like a proper bikini or a mankini. Let's go, Borat, and then did a hot tub stream. I'm gonna do that. Yo, Shadow, watch out! I'm coming to your place in a mankini.
Can we talk about that though, real quick? About the whole like freaking hot tub streams and all that kind of stuff. So yes, I said TikTok thoughts making money, being nerds and cosplay. But here's the thing: those women are freaking geniuses. Like, oh yeah, like I don't like it when it's like the thing that's on my front page on Twitch that's like all hot tub streamers. Yeah. But what I do appreciate is they are pushing some boundaries and actually making money. Like, I'm not upset with them. I'm just upset with Twitch making them my front page. That's all I'm upset about. I'm jealous of them though, because they'd be making that money. And I just wish I could do I will go into a hot tub with a freaking mankini and hell, even put a bra onto me.
Yo, that is one thing, hardware. I do not understand the ASMR licking. I've clicked on those, to be like, hold up, what the fuck is this? And then I've started watching it, and I've had to literally headphones off. So it's like having someone chew fucking, I don't know, something in your ear. It's disgusting. I don't get how like
Hey man,
these women have 5,000 people watching them lick an ear.
it's a kink, bro. It's a kink, and you know what? I say more power to them. Freaking
I guess, but
those
like
ASMR mics are not cheap, bro. Like,
I bet.
I mean, like I won't draw the line there. No, it's not actually meant to sound like a BJ. I can actually tell you what it's meant to be. It's like, so surprisingly enough, a lot of dudes, I may or may not be one of them, actually likes it when a woman nibbles on the ear.
Oh,
Just
you're
saying.
100% one of them. You're 100% one of them.
So what? So what? You know what? Fine. Admit it. Freaking get a woman nibbling on my ear, you know, playing around with it just a little bit with her tongue. Holy crap, Ola, I'm done. Now, granted,
I
I
get
don't like
that.
watching those streams because one, it's like, holy crap, my pants are getting a little tighter. But two, it's also like it's like going to a strip club, man. It's all tease, no actual play, and it's like I don't enjoy that kind of stuff. Like, so there's a reason why I don't watch them. But at the same time, there's so many people who pay money for someone to do that, and so
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Well,
more power to them.
how the fuck do you think they could afford these like fancy ass ear licking microphones? They did hot tub streams, and they weren't even like hot tubs. They just got an inflatable pool and put it in their lounge or some shit like that.
Like I said,
Jumped,
freaking genius.
jumped in it, wrote fucking donators' names on their bodies and shit, and then like made a fuck ton of money. And then this new trend comes along because one person does it, and then that gets a whole bunch of views. Now everyone's fucking doing it. It's crazy. But like, yeah, I get the ear licking thing, but I don't get watching the streams. And this is my point of view. I don't mind it when that's happening to me. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's different when you're wearing headphones and like listening to this chick lick one of those microphone ears. I it does not sound the same. It just sounds like someone's chewing, I don't know, in your ear, you know what I mean? It's like someone's
No, I
eating
can.
bubble gum in your ear. It's it's fucked.
But
Yo, Sammy, it's happening. Yo,
confirmed.
next episode 2 of the Uncultured Gold. we're both we're both in hot tubs.
Yeah. It is a very
I'm
unique experience, I will say that. Yeah, it like I said, I don't have too much time in those streams just because one, I really don't watch Twitch that much. So like when I do, it's
I
usually
struggle to
supporting
find the time.
friends. Yeah, whenever I do, it's watching friends and other streamers who I appreciate. You know?
Yeah, I struggle to find the time because I'm either doing like some graphic design or some stuff for my stream, or I'm at my partner's place, or I'm hanging out with my nieces and nephews and that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll literally just, if I'm at the missus's place, yeah, I'll pull it up on my phone every now and then. That's like usually I jump in your streams and that. I'll just be on my phone and I'll stop in for a quick hello or something, and then I'll just lurk. I'll just leave my phone open and then just watch Netflix with her or something. I
Yeah.
remember when I first started talking to you, me and my missus was binging SG1, and
Yeah.
we were on the first season, and like literally every episode, I'll just write to you in the chat. I'll be like, "Yo, I'm on the next one." Like,
Yeah.
and then like, yeah, we finished it, and we're meant to get up to, or we're up to Atlantis now. We gotta get onto that. We gotta
Gotta
get
watch
onto that.
Atlantis, man. It's the best of the
Oh
Stargates,
yeah,
in my opinion.
I agree. I've seen 3 seasons of it, I think, but like I don't remember too much.
Jason
I've got, yeah, I
Momoa. Oh,
got
a
yeah.
hunk of a man.
My missus would agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
You should
we're watching
too.
it. We were watching it, right, and he comes on stream on the screen, and she just starts ear humping, and I'm like, you never do that for me. She's like, you ain't Jason Momoa,
No.
bitch.
Mm-mm. No, I get that feeling. Get that feeling. Hell, every time I see him on screen too, I start get a little air hump going on too.
And your missus is next to you. You never do that for me.
Yes, I do. You just don't pay attention. But no,
Oh man.
so all right, so so enough talking about the old shows. What about the new shows? Like, did you ever watch the first season of Witcher?
Yes.
Question mark.
And I want to watch the anime as well. There's a prequel.
Yes, you haven't seen the prequel movie?
Yeah. No, I haven't yet, and I really want to. It's the prequel movie. I have no idea how it ties in, but the first season of The Witcher, I remember I was talking to the missus about it, and I was like, "Yo, we've got to watch this." And she's like, "It doesn't really interest me. Like, I like Game of Thrones, but like this doesn't really seem like something I'll be into." And I'm like, "Just trust me." And we watched the first episode, and then she goes, "Yeah, he's hot. Let's keep going." I was like, "Okay, well, I got her hooked now." And then, so
that's Superman, man.
Yeah, man, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
He's a good-looking man.
He is. He only aged better with time. Like,
yeah. Not to mention, he is a geek.
Yes, he is.
You know, he almost missed his Superman audition because he was in a raid on World of Warcraft.
Really?
Yeah, it was on an interview. I thought that was.
He also builds PCs.
And he builds PCs. Yeah.
Woo!
He's a full-on geek, man. He's played all the Witcher games. He's read the books. I think there's comics as well. And then
the books are better though.
When that came up, he was like, "Yup, I'm going for that." And I reckon he's the perfect fit. I couldn't imagine anyone else doing The Witcher better. It's like, it's like, could you imagine someone else being Harry Potter, or someone else being Tony Stark, or someone else being Wolverine, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly
Like these
what you mean.
these iconic roles, man.
Yeah. Definitely gonna be hard to. I just wish they would pump out more seasons quicker, though. Like, I've been waiting on The Witcher season 2. Feels like forever. But you need to watch the anime movie. It's amazing.
Yeah, I definitely do want to watch that. I'm not the biggest fan of anime though. Like, there's a few that have caught my eye. I mean, obviously, I don't know if this counts, but I love Avatar. I watched Death Note, which was really good. I didn't like the like second half of it though. I wasn't big on the second half.
No, totally understandable.
Is it wrong to wait? What is it? Is it wrong to
pick up chicks in a dungeon?
Yeah, incredible, incredible anime, man, incredible.
How did I know you'd be good with that one? How did I know,
bro? The best scene in it though. You showed up to the party with no boobs. Yo, if anyone in chat has not seen that anime, get on. Fan of anime, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Actual
Careful
facts.
when you're touching your mic. It sounds like you just freaking muted it.
Oh, real? Oh, my bad. I'll move it back a little bit. Had to scratch my leg.
But
yeah, I gotta get onto that. And when does season 2 come out? That's gotta be like, I think that's start of December. I thought it was in December.
Is it December? I didn't when I watched the I didn't see what the date was. But it's either December or early 2022 because but there's another show that's coming out that looks just like it though, actually, from Amazon.
Is that Wheel of Time?
Yeah.
See, I watched the trailer. I'm intrigued, but I heard of the book quite a few months back, and I was looking for more fantasy books to get into because I was reading The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings series, which I need to complete, by the way. But I finished The Hobbit. Good. Incredible book. If you haven't read it. But yeah, I was having a look at that, and I was this YouTuber like doing book reviews and that, and he was saying that this is like one of his favorite fantasy series of all time. Okay. Judging from the book. And yeah, so as soon as I seen the trailer, when you told me about it, I was like, I'm intrigued. I want to see what this is like.
It definitely
I know
looks.
nothing about it though.
I know nothing about it either, but it's like, beautiful people, but also at the same time it draws me a little away just because it almost seems like a teen movie or a teen show where it's like the
Yeah,
five teens that are there to save the world. I'm like, oh man, I don't know about the world of magic, and I don't know
yeah.
who that one the older chick. Can't remember what her name is, but she is downright gorgeous, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it for her. So why not?
She looked like someone off Lord of the Rings.
Yes, she did.
And
Actually,
I'm
The
not. I'm
Hobbit.
not. Is it The Hobbit
I
or I?
think it might be. I can't remember, dude.
I don't know if she's the same actor or not, but yeah. As soon as I seen it, hold up a minute. Like I recognize this person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who it was, and I couldn't. But yeah, I knew I recognized it from somewhere. But that, yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many good like fantasy and sci-fi shows coming out and movies and that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, June is one that I want to see. That
June.
looks really fucking good.
That one I
I
haven't
don't know
seen
if
the
you've seen
trailer
the
to
show.
that. No, you
You
didn't.
got it.
You didn't send me on
It's
that list of trailers,
I sent the list,
but
just
it wasn't
not
there.
the
It wasn't on there.
did I not put it on there?
Did not put it on
Swear
there.
to God.
Okay, it's
Fuck, I knew I missed something out. I knew
okay.
it. I was rushed for time. The missus wanted to play chess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that looks really good. And then there's something that caught my eye, and I think Super would love this. But there is a Buzz Lightyear movie coming out that is not set
Yeah.
in the Toy Story universe.
That
It's
one
it's like
scares me.
that intrigued me, man. It
It
intrigued me. I
intrigued me, but it's also it hits that uncanny valley for me though.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a kids movie, no doubt about it. Um, the only thing that worries me about this is like, see, I don't mind children's movies and that. Like sometimes I can get in the mood, but if I'm not in the mood for it, I'm not going to enjoy it. And that's what I'm a little worried about when it comes to watching that because it's intrigued me with like the whole sci-fi aspect, but I feel like it's going to be childish, and I'm a little worried about that.
Well, I mean, it's definitely supposed to be childish. It's not a PG-13 movie. It's supposed to be for children. And honestly, for me, like, we grew up on Toy Story. So, like, for me, it was like, I kind of want to watch this, but the
Mm,
animation on it hits just this, like, level of, like, you know what the Uncanny Valley is, right? For,
I
when
do
you're
not.
talking. Okay, so the Uncanny Valley is basically this point where, um, like, where things look nowhere near realistic. So think like The Simpsons. That's that kind of
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
nowhere realistic. And then you go to the other side of the valley, which is like say Final Fantasy or something, one of those other like hyper realistic animations.
yeah. But
And
it's quite clearly not like it's an anime realism. If
yeah, but well, so
yeah,
it's like, but see, with the basically with what hardware is actually saying is when they're 3Ding 2D cartoons essentially, and they also try to put this like almost like skin on it that is um god what do you that's like almost like lifelike skin but around this elongated head and jaw. It
yeah.
almost hits a like little spot in your brain where you're just like, oh man, like it looks good but also kind of bad. Yeah, the uncanny Alita is a great one to show, or a great
I
example of
heard
it.
that movie was very good though. I haven't seen it, but I remember seeing the trailer for it, and I was I was looking at the CGI for it, and it just felt off.
The CGI was good for what it was, but the fact that her eyes were so like bug-eyed and huge instead of like, and I mean like that's true to the animation, or to the anime, I guess. So, but it's just like it
They
just
could have they
it hits you differently when you see it in a almost real life setting like that, where it's just like, ooh, this doesn't feel good to me.
they could have just like got a normal actress to play the role.
Well,
Like
and you needed the bigger eyes though. The bigger eyes is like the part. It's almost like Sonic the Hedgehog too. Like before they redid it, you know how they put Sonic the Hedgehog eyes like realistic people eyes instead of the
yeah,
cartoonish eyes. It it made it gives you that feeling of uncomfortable, and that's that uncanny valley. Where it's trying too much to be either too real, but sticks out way too much, and your brain just is like, that's not a human being, or that's not animation. That's a gross, smash together of the both.
yeah. I mean, you got to think about it though. Like if they're trying to make something 2D into 3D, how do you do it without like you're trying? Most people try and like make it so it does justice to the original, and like if they're gonna make it where they have to completely scrap the original and recreate it from the ground up, and they'll either end up looking completely different. I don't know. People aren't going to be happy with it either way. So I feel like things like that, they should just stay 2D. I
Well,
think it's
that's
what Hardware said. Like they 3Dify every old cartoon, and it doesn't work.
and that's actually the funniest thing is like Toy Story. Buzz Lightyear is a 3D character. He's not a 2D character. So it's like
It's like they've changed the style to be more modern.
not
That's what
even
it
to be.
feels like.
They changed it to try to make it a lot more realistic. Like I said, the skin
Mm.
on Buzz Lightyear's freaking face and all that, his skin is a lot more fleshy toned instead of that plasticky like paleness. It's it looks more fleshy, like the Detective Pikachu movie. Like all of
Oh,
a sudden,
I I started it and backed out of it 10 minutes in.
well,
I couldn't. I couldn't
I
do
can
it.
see why. I could see why. It's that whole thing of like putting fur on Pikachu kind of just ruins the whole thing.
Mm.
And the same thing with the Buzz Lightyear. It's like he's supposed to be kind of plasticky and toy looking, and then all of a sudden you try to make him look like, a human being. It just kind of, you're just like, well, crap. This it's weird.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I feel like for kids who haven't grown up with Toy Story or do not even know what Toy Story is, and they see Lightyear for the first time, it's gonna feel
yeah,
normal. Like it's not gonna feel weird at all. But it's the people who have grown up with it. That's where the problem lies. But I feel like they're trying to use old material to make new stuff for the younger generation who hasn't seen all of these things, and then they'll see them and then go, "Oh shit, this ties into this. Mom,
yeah,
can I fucking watch this?" Like,
yeah.
try and bring more hype to the old stuff again. It's yeah, it's a
Talk about bringing
it's
hype to the old stuff. The Kingsmen. I'm gonna tell you what. A
bruh.
little story time. Little story time. So, I saw the trailer for this almost a year ago. Almost a year ago. I had no clue what it was about. It was on this random YouTube compilation of trailers for movies coming out way in the future that don't even have dates or times. They're just like reveal trailers. Like, I started recognizing things. I was like, okay, that looks a lot like the scenario from, Archduke Ferdinand, getting shot and his wife, dying. And then all of a sudden, freaking World War One style images. And then all of a sudden, this bearded, long haired, musky looking dude in freaking, old Russian clothes. And I'm just like, I kid you not, I was watching this with a group of friends and I was like, that's fucking Rasputin. And they're like, who? And I'm like, how do you not know who Rasputin is? Freaking, they are making Rasputin looking so good in the Kingsman. I'm just like, oh, someone finally did Rasputin some justice. Holy crap.
I'm I'm looking forward to it, man. I remember going to the first one um at the cinema, and I was blown away. Like you know the ending scene of the first one popping into fireworks. Me and all
Mm-hmm.
the boys like were just sitting there like eyes glued and then just looking at each other like sideways, like right at the end of that movie, and like it almost felt like our own fucking hip hop. Like that movie was incredible. And then the second one, usually a sequel doesn't do as well, but the second one was fucking good too.
It was good. I don't think it was good as the first one, but I definitely think it was good. Like,
Oh,
I
it definitely
appreciated
did it justice.
Oh yeah, but
Definitely did it justice.
this prequel third one, dude, like it hit some freaking notes for me because I'm a history buff and I love World War One. So when you see like when I saw like Rasputin and some of those other scenes from World War One, and I was just like, holy crap! There's another, granted very far off, but still somewhat period piece. Like what was it, 1913 or 1914? That movie of World War One.
I have no idea.
Oh,
Oh, 1917?
it was in
Is that the one?
1917.
Is that the one you're talking about? Where they've
The
got to
two,
go deliver a message or some
yeah, the
shit?
two dudes, yeah, pretty much going through
Bro,
no man's land.
I still haven't seen that. I feel, bro, I feel
No,
so behind,
oh my
man.
God. Dude,
I feel so behind.
You need like, okay, so as someone who is a freaking buff of World War One, especially, you need to watch that. I've never seen a more historically accurate Hollywood video of World War One than that movie right there. Like it still got some things screwed up, yes, but holy shit.
Bro,
Like,
what doesn't though? What doesn't? What doesn't?
yeah,
What movie has done complete justice to history? Like
not many. Not many.
You can't. You literally can't.
This
I
one
mean,
does it justice. It just has a couple inaccuracies, but it does do it justice. Like, oh
yeah.
my God.
I feel like a lot of the inaccuracies though are like mainly just like story plot kind of stuff. Because I mean, obviously they've got everything there. I don't know if it's based on a story or whatnot, but if it is, like they've obviously changed some pieces to try and make the movie feel a little bit more like a a film instead of a documentary. You know what I mean?
Well, it wasn't even that. Like, I wasn't paying too much attention to the plot because, of course, that's going to take some creative liberties. But just like the how everything was like, how they set dressed everything, you know, it it wasn't as gruesome as they portrayed it. But then at the same time, you're making a movie that's rated R into something almost worse than a rated R film that's not pornographic. It's like, it's like rated X, but not for porn. It's rated X because like this shit will scar you for your life. Like World War One was nowhere near a pretty war. Like people think, oh yeah, World War Two was bad. It's like, no, you don't even know. World War One, you had officers having to shoot their own men because they were so stuck in mud that they couldn't get out. And it's either, give them peace by shooting them yourself, or let them drown in mud. And who wants to drown in mud? No one really does. Do you want to see that on cinema? Hell no. That'll scar you, dude. That'll scar you.
There's also like, I mean, you look at World War One compared to World War Two, and I mean, like even comparing maybe like the Vietnam War or even there's so many laws now when it comes to war. Like back in World War One, they didn't have that much. You could literally do anything. I think even in World War Two, they were allowed to use like flamethrowers and that, and then that got criminalized or something. Well, it's so weird to me. It's like they're trying to take the cruelty out of war, but how do you do that?
You can't.
How do you do that? People are gonna die on both sides, painfully or quickly. Either way, they're going to die.
Yeah, like basically what they're trying to do is minimize civilian casualty at that point.
Yeah,
like, that's the whole thing with the Hague and the Geneva Convention, and outlawing, chemical warfare essentially. No longer can't be using, mustard gas. It can't be using Agent Orange or any of that kind of stuff. And it's because, not only does that like pretty much salt the earth, if you will, but it also a lot of civilian casualties with that, not just soldier casualties.
Yeah, it's crazy, yeah.
But yeah, to go back to it, yeah, just watch 1917, bro. You will, as a history period piece, it gets a lot more right than it gets wrong, which is very rare. So just watch it. You won't.
It's on my list, man. It's on my list. I was thinking of putting it on the other night, but I put on Vikings instead, which is an incredible show. I love that. Plus,
And then
they put it.
Netflix.
Yeah, and they're making is it a sequel or like
Yeah, it's a sequel. It's a Vikings Valhalla.
yeah, it's it like 200 years after or something like that.
Oh, I don't
I,
know
I
about the
don't.
time. Vikings
I'm intrigued though.
Valhalla. Yeah, the Vikings Valhalla looks pretty cool, and it's also, it's Netflix. Netflix took it over. They're basically like, yeah, hey, we're Netflix, and we're here to take over Vikings.
I'm not
And
against it.
neither am I, dude. Netflix puts out some good shit, man.
Yeah, and it's always good quality too. There's not like any Netflix that, like, yeah, sometimes like they put out something that just has like a really bad storyline, or I don't know, just a stupid plot. But like the majority of this shit, even if it's got a dumb plot or bad storyline, whatnot, it's always got very good quality visuals.
Yeah.
I mean, they're always putting in 100%, which is what I noticed. And I think the best thing to like say about that is have you seen The Queen's Gambit?
No, I haven't.
Watch it ASAP.
That's the chess one, right?
Yeah, as soon as you finish your stream tonight, get on it. It's 7 episodes. They're all, I think they're like 45 to an hour long. Incredible.
I've been on a sci-fi kick.
I've been wanting to get on one, but I haven't been able to.
I couldn't help it. I watched another Netflix series actually called Another Life. They just had a second series pop out, or a second season pop out.
Oh yeah.
And one, it's got Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica, so any BSG fans out there, she's still looking good, and there is an ass shot in there for you. So if that's something you're into,
Hey, if that doesn't sell it, what the fuck will?
that doesn't sell it for you. It's still just a phenomenal show about space and first contact with aliens and such, and I'm just like,
yeah,
like that's reason why I started, playing No Man's Sky all the time, because I was like, holy crap, I'm just gonna watch this the whole time, and binge 2 seasons of that, and I'll never look back after that.
the last sci-fi show that I watched on Netflix was a show called Away, and it's based on this group of astronauts and scientists and herbologists or whatever the fuck you call it, or botanists, herbologists. That's fucking Harry Potter. Never mind. But yeah, they're doing it's basically I think it's like 10 episodes or something. It's basically just following them on their way to be the first people to be on Mars, and it's such an incredible show.
Okay.
Like I was hooked. It's not like anything like aliens and shit. It's more like realism in that. Like they've got a basic shuttle in that, and they've got to try and go through all these obstacles. You like every episode they could die. They could got to figure something out.
So it's
Yeah,
kind of like The Martian almost.
yeah, kind of. That was a good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
Yep, it was.
Gotta say, Matt Damon is a bloody good actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'd agreed.
My favorite sci-fi film though of all time is Interstellar.
Okay.
Fucking love that movie, man. I know like a lot of it is scientific, inaccurate,
Extremely.
whatnot. I don't give a fuck. That is a good movie.
Oh my god.
The way he goes out into outer space to try and find a safe place or a way to save the planet, and then all this time goes by, but it's only been like maybe a month for him, and then he gets back, and his daughter, who was like 8 when he left, is now like on her deathbed as an old lady.
Yeah.
And she's the one, and turns out she's the one who actually saved the planet. But it was from his help from going through all these dimensions and shit. Like, oh, bro, that's a good movie.
Have you seen the movie. Amazon movie that's actually somewhat similar to that, which is The Tomorrow War with
No.
Oh God, what is Star-Lord's name? Friggin' what is that? What is the
Oh,
character's name?
Chris Pratt. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Pratt, phenomenal in that movie. As a gun nut, that movie pissed me off in a lot of ways, but it was still very well acted. But at the same time, like had a similar thing, to that. The daughter is someone that you gotta be careful with.
Yeah, I gotta have a look at that. I gotta have a look at that. I think I've heard of that, and I just haven't gone. I've got a long ass list on my phone because like not everything's on Netflix and that, so I can't just be like, yeah, that's all I'm gonna watch is everything on Netflix. No, like I've got a long ass list on my phone. Whenever I complete something, I tick it off in that. I got so much to go through, man. And I do this so I don't forget something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Can we
oh,
address this comment though?
what's that? Why didn't they bring guns into Hogwarts, bro? Bro,
Because them little sticks wouldn't have held up so long with that.
Avada Kedavra.
Abracadabra. Okay. Could you imagine trying to mutter off a spell while you're getting freaking shot at? Like, freaking suppressing fire. It's a whole different meaning of suppression right there. Freaking suppression of speech at the same time with those spells, man.
trying to fly away on a broom.
Yeah.
Bitch, where you going?
Hey, Billy Joe, I'm gonna go ski shooting right now. I'm gonna get them broom flyers right now. Bam. Oh, thank you.
Oh, imagine like the scene in the third one. Draco Malfoy gets kicked by that is it a hippogriff? Yeah, he gets kicked in the face or in the arm by a hippogriff. You imagine if he got kicked and he just pulls out a fucking gat. Fuck you. Kick me, motherfucker.
Freaking Glock 19, like ba ba ba. Ooh. We're eating good tonight, gentlemen.
That would be it if it wasn't set in the UK. If it was set in America, it'd be a whole different fucking movie.
Freaking Hogwarts, US. Sure, here's your little wand, but here's also a Glock 17 just in case. Don't forget about the M249 saw. You're a support character.
I mean, like, they got like the mass genocide at a school down already. So I mean, like shit.
Hogwarts, Florida. Freaking shut up.
Voldemort rocked up and just started killing people, man.
Dude, Harry Potter is literally the planning and execution of a freaking school shooting. It's an alumni who doesn't go there anymore, who was vilified for who they were being, and comes back with a freaking with a freaking sickness and just
fucking vengeance on his mind, man. Fuck you, Dumbledore.
All because he couldn't all because he was mentally sick.
Couldn't handle the jandle, man.
Yes, hardware 0 to 100 quicker than a nuke. Exactly. We get spicy on this. We're not scared. Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, you know, like when the old GTA games were coming out, and the lawyer who was trying to get it banned, and I remember when Bully came out, he called it a Columbine simulator. Why didn't he have a problem with Harry Potter? Straight up. Man comes to a school and just starts murdering children. Man fucking brings giants and shit. And big ass spiders and
six an army on him. Like,
yeah.
But it's a whole good versus evil, and it's Hollywood, so therefore, not that bad.
I don't know, man. Blame Hagrid? How? He's like my second dad next to Xenos.
Hagrid ain't no friend of mine. Which one was Hagrid, actually? I watched all
He's
the
the
movies, but I hated them, so I just couldn't. I
he,
can't remember shit.
he's that big giant guy with a massive beard, and
Oh, the
I
nature
mean,
dude, the tree hugger.
yeah, pretty
Oh,
much. Kind of remind me of him. Not gonna lie.
actually, yeah, no, he's actually the one I liked in the in the show or in the movies. I want to be like Hagrid. Just leave me alone, kids. Let me just have fun, dancing around in freaking nature.
He's got his own little hut away from the school, eh?
Exactly.
Oh, these little shits are back here again. One of them's throwing up fucking slugs. Now I gotta get him a fucking bucket.
Yeah.
Dumb cunt. No. Poor Hagrid, man. He had it hard.
Hagrid was the
And then, like,
guy.
in this, was it this the second to last movie? Like, if we're not talking about part one and part two, I think it was the Half Blood Prince. His fucking hut gets blown up and shit. Like, that man had it bad, man.
Yeah. I felt bad for him.
Everyone fucked with Hagrid. Like, why'd they have to do that?
And he was literally just trying to spread the love and peace.
Willie over Hagrid. You talking about groundskeeper Willie?
Oh God. See here, I was like, Willie Nelson? Yeah, sure, Willie Nelson over Hagrid. Again.
Watched too much Simpsons as a kid. I apologize.
Oh, see, I was thinking Tom Bombadil over Hagrid, but The Hobbit.
I mean,
that's just me.
He was a groundskeeper though. Good question. What do you prefer, the Hobbit movies or the?
So I actually prefer. Oof. That's tough because they're two different things.
Yeah, they're very different. Very fucking different.
I kind of like the Hobbits movie series just because it's a trilogy based off of one book, so you could put a lot more from the book into that trilogy. Where the Lord of the Rings was 3 books, 3 movies, so they had to cut a lot out just to make it palatable.
They were 5 hours long though. Like that's
well, the director's cuts were, yes.
Yeah, that's a 15-hour fucking marathon if you think about it. But then again, like didn't they do for the Hobbit? They were like 4 hours long or something. Like the director's cut, they added in that much. And I remember I read the book and then right after I went and watched the movies because I had only seen time, and I was like, well, that's actually quite good for me because I'm reading the book. I can read this and then go watch the movies. And in the movies, they added so much into it that wasn't even in the books. Like Legolas was in it. Legolas was in it. Fucking bro, there's so much.
Can you say the archer's name again?
Wait, what?
Say the archer's name again.
Legolas.
Okay, it sounds like you're saying Legolas, like with more of an I than an O. I was like, oh, Legolas.
Legolas? It's the accent, man. Can't help it.
Right.
I feel like I'm more correct in however I say it. I mean, it was filmed here.
Well, it was written by an American. Actually, wait, was he an American?
No, he was British, wasn't he?
I think so. I think he was British.
Shoot. I don't know.
You know what I can do?
J.R.R. Tolkien, or however you say it. I've heard so many people say his name, like Tolkien, or I don't know.
English. All right, so yeah, he's an English writer. So British, essentially. Look at that. Go for the win.
That's Legolas on a dick.
That's Legolas on a dick.
So I feel like when I say dick, like do you hear me say dick when I say dick?
Yeah.
Cause that's how the Australians say it. They say dick as dick. And then they've got dick for an actual dick, like what you have outside your house or something, and then the dick is dick.
I'm just hearing like, dick. Penis.
I swear only we can hear the difference.
Honestly.
Did we watch the
Yo,
dick
the
ceiling
freaking
advert?
dick ceiling,
I've showed
yes.
so many people there, man.
Before I even knew you, I saw that, dude. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put this on your dick.
Oh my gosh, that made the rounds in America quite a few times because it's like, yeah, you're saying dick. No, he's clearly saying dick.
Yeah.
Put
He's
it on your
purposely
dick.
saying dick.
It'll keep you dry and hard forever. Oh my god.
What was he saying? He's like, oh, my neighbors come on my dick all the time. They love my dick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
My dick used to be soft. Then I put the sealant on, and now it's hard as can ever be.
I mean, genius advertising. Just like, oh hey, by the way,
yeah.
most of the world thinks we're saying dick when we're saying deck. Let's just go with it.
The problem with the New Zealand and Australian accent. It's too unclear.
Mm-hmm. It's another reason why I'll never want to go to New Zealand or Australia, because someone will say deck and I'll be thinking they're saying dick. It's like, hey, you want to come on my dick? And it's like, oh, what? No. Oh, you mean you're inviting me for some shrimps on the Barbie? Cool.
Fuck, just wait until someone calls you cobber. Oh,
I do be cobbing things.
Say porch.
Porch. Why would I say porch?
Porch. Sounds like
Yeah,
porch.
I'm just gonna sit right here on my porch in my rocking chair. Hell no.
Shotgun on my side just in case those damn kids come on my lawn.
There are a few words there. There's a few words there close to some non-TOS terms.
We're always pushing the boundaries.
Hey, I mean,
we always are.
I don't even know what half the words are for TOS. All I know is keep the racial and hatred words off. That's all I care about.
Yep. Pretty much.
So,
as long as you're not being a rude cunt, like, you should be good. Seriously.
Right? Oh, jeez. All right, so. Is that all the movies? All the movies?
I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot coming out.
We
could spend fucking hours talking about this. We got Vanguard. When does Battlefield come out? I haven't even been paying attention to that. And I feel horrible about it.
So Starfield? Oh.
Ooh, yes, Starfield. I want to talk about that.
Let's go.
That I am excited because I love Elder Scrolls. I liked Fallout, but I wasn't the biggest fan.
See, but you and I are opposite in that way.
You prefer Fallout over
Skyrim. Like, I played Skyrim, but wasn't a fan.
It's got no guns in it.
There's mods for that.
The American inside of you did not like it.
Honestly, actually, it's the gun nut in me. Most games that don't have guns in it, I actually don't care for. It's not even an American thing. It's just hey, Sino says, gun enthusiast here. Just give me something to shoot. I'm happy.
Even a damn musket. I love the Elder Scrolls, man. Compared to Fallout, I feel like they're better, but like I'm intrigued at what they're gonna do because they've done post-apocalyptic, they've done fantasy, now they're diving into sci-fi.
Yeah,
and I'm curious, and I'm just hoping that this isn't gonna come out as a shitty Bethesda MMO, because
it's possibly gonna happen that way.
Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, trash.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I don't like them. Compared to other, for what it is, then yeah, because it's basically an extension of the universe. But I mean, compared to other MMOs, they're dropping the bar.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
yeah. And honestly, all they really need to do to get back there on top is literally put a co-op mode. Stop fucking around with the online and being like, "Oh yeah, MMO." No, give the people what they want. Give them the freaking co-op. You know how cool Starfield will be if there
mm,
was a freaking like, "Hey, you and your buddy can man this ship." Sure, this ship is, single player, it can be done with a single player, but get you and like one or two, even two other buddies, and like you guys are a crew. You got your
yeah.
pilot, you got your guy who's on the guns, and the other person who's working the engine. There's so much you could do with a co-op game to make it
Even
so
if
much better.
it's like you literally an open world, right? And you're like say one person's like 50% through, the other person 3%. As long as like you can be in the same lobby and interact with each other, and then go do your own. And then if you want, you can team up and do the same mission or something, or say if you're at 50%, he's at 3%. The 50% player can come and actually help that person grind up and play catch up with them, or something. Like they could
Well,
literally do anything.
I can see the problem with that though, because that's a lot more architecture in the game system that
Yeah.
would take a lot of time and a lot of debugging. But even just like saying, "Hey, you're on this guy's save file. You're doing the same missions he's doing, but hey, you get to actually do it together," would
Yeah.
be freaking phenomenal. I mean, I guess it is possible because freaking Ubisoft does it with their Far Cry series.
Oh,
Far
I
Cry,
didn't realize that.
yeah, like Far Cry, you can play through the whole story together. And if I remember correctly, the missions are actually, if one person's not as far as the other one, the missions are actually somewhat, split off.
Mm.
But I don't know. I just think, being able to play, I don't know. For me, the things I'm missing from these, space games is like, I want to be freaking Han Solo and Chewbacca, or I want to be the crew of the Firefly, or of the
Oh yeah.
Serenity from Firefly. I want to be the crew of the Serenity. I want to have someone in the engine bay fixing up all the damage, kind of like how Sea of Thieves is. Someone's on the
Yeah, yeah.
helm, someone's piloting the ship, someone's working the weapons, someone else is making sure the it's staying together. Like, I want that in a space game because I don't know, I just enjoy story driven games better with friends.
We're just gonna have to wait for the Sea of Thieves creators to do something sci-fi or something. Eh?
you know
I reckon they'll knock it out of the park if they did. I
I
mean,
don't
I've
think
only
they can.
played Sea of Thieves. I've played Sea of Thieves very minimally.
Hmm.
Like I think I've played it once or twice, but the times that I did play it, it was pretty fucking incredible. Like I had a lot of fun, even though we weren't really doing too much.
Yeah.
It was just the fact that you're all on the same ship and doing the same shit together. You can fuck around. Like literally, I just pulled out a guitar at one point and I was just strumming it and singing shanties, just
Yeah.
being a dick. You know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
I found
Being
that a lot of fun. So I mean,
being a dick on the dick.
being a dick on the dick. Yeah.
But yeah,
No.
I don't think they would be able to do that because once you have once you get into the whole 3D moving or like movable space, it gets a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. I
Because
mean, you could look at like No Man's Sky, for example. They could do
mm,
something like that where instead of you all have your own individual ships, you're all in just the one, or
yeah,
something like
exactly.
that. Like it could be something like that. I I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bethesda, if you ever hear this or listen to this and you're like, "Oh, these guys might be onto something," give the people what they want. Not a MMO. Give us co-op. Give us the fucking co-op.
There's enough MMOs out there. Fucking look at New World. That came out with a bang. They done it right. Fuck, there's still people
Except
who
for the
are addicted to
servers.
RuneScape. There's still people that were addicted to RuneScape since they were like fucking 7, and they're like 25 now. Like, there's people who the same thing with World of Warcraft. Like, I don't think an Elder Scrolls or a Fallout or a sci-fi MMO are gonna beat that.
Yeah.
Like, Bethesda's never gonna top that style of game. They've perfected the single player open world RPG. They just need to open it, like you said, co-op, man. But y'all talking about RuneScape. Here we go.
See, Algo, I hope it's the upgraded engine. I know they have an upgraded engine for Starfield. Like it's supposed to be engine 2 or something. So I'm hoping it's not the same engine. I could be wrong though. I haven't looked too deep into what their architecture is for Starfield.
I'm excited for it, but I'm also apprehensive at the same time. I don't know. I feel like Bethesda's kind of let down a lot of people lately. But it's mainly just the MMOs. It's not the single player games. It's down. The single player games are where they shine. So if this is going to be a single player game, and it's literally just that, it'll be perfect. If they add in co-op, it'll be incredible.
Mm-hmm. I think
even if it's just even if it's just 2 players, at least you can play with someone. Like, it doesn't have to be up to 4. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the golden number for that co-op would be.
Yeah.
So. But then again, what do we know? We're just gamers who don't do anything except for play video games.
But then again, doesn't that make us partly
people to listen to?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're the ones with the experience. Like, we may not know how to code and design all this type of stuff, but we know what we enjoy and we know what people enjoy.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we're the ones. We're the ones.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh well. All right, let's see. Holy crap, we're already at an hour 23.
It's crazy. Time flies, man.
I don't even know how long we set in the starting streams or starting soon. Or
I just want to shout out chat right now. This is the debut episode, and we got what 10 people in here right now. Like, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect us just talking shit would get so much traction. So I appreciate that. You guys are crazy.
Much appreciated. Seriously though.
I know you don't have viewer numbers up, but
no. But that's just my thing. So it's 10 in here. We got 10 magnificent people watching us right now. Just imagine the addition of 2 hot tubs. No algo. Just imagine the addition of 1 hot tub and bring that screen to this screen, all one screen.
And I'll just be stroking the beard. Can't even reach over there, but you know what I mean. Where's all our Kumas at?
Freaking or even like a fireside chat, just some some adult beverages with like our vapes in front of a fireplace. Ooh.
You know what I've been fucking with lately? Some Coca-Cola and some Jameson whiskey. Oof. I've been liking that.
That's an American staple, I'll tell you what.
Put some ice in it.
Whiskey and Coke. Hell yeah. Irish whiskey is preferred, but bourbon's good too.
That's the one. Irish whiskey. That's Jameson. So
yeah, that's Jameson.
Yeah, no, I've liked today. Flies over us in crushed velvet robes and pipes will be pretty successful pirate captain.
That's what I'm saying, man. If we can get this podcast up and running, and just if we can fund one of us getting to the other, and we'll make that happen. I guarantee you we will. That is a dream of mine, to be able to do a crushed velvet robe with with drinks and smoke in front of a fireplace, or even in front of a fire pit. I'll take that too.
Oh yeah. I just can't wait for this type of the podcast to blow up. I mean, As much as I love streaming video games, I like to just chill and chat.
Yeah.
I don't have to try.
Well,
I don't have to try hard. I don't have to think.
do we try to blow this up right now?
How do we do that? Flash a nipple?
No, even better. Even better. Let's get some spicy takes going on. Let's get some real spiciness going.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec motherfucking Baldwin.
That motherfucker. I have no idea what happened.
All right, just quick question to the chat. Do y'all know what Alec Baldwin and his whole incident, tragedy, more like, that happened?
I heard it was an accident, but I don't know how the accident.
So it was like to say an accident is like really sugarcoating. It was a tragedy. Like one person lost their life, like that. Everyone thinks Americans, you guys are gun freaking loving, murderous assholes. I can tell you that it's absolutely not true, especially within the gun community. When someone loses their life, especially due to mishandling of firearms, and I'm gonna hear it was supposed to be a prop gun. We'll cover that in a minute. But in the firearm community, whenever someone loses their life due to a firearm, going off, it's a huge freaking like upset for us, because it's like, you're not supposed to be trying to take lives or even accidentally trying to take lives. They're supposed to be tools of protection, not tools of destruction. And I feel there's a difference. Some may disagree with that, but basically with this whole situation where, Alec Baldwin is on the set of, I think the movie is called Rust, and it's supposed to be a Western-based movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I read. I read the gun. Oh, it was meant to be a prop gun. I'm confused by it. I'm sure much more than I do. But what I've heard so far, because have you heard about the Alec Baldwin thing? You got to read up on this for the podcast, and I did a little bit of reading, and all I got from it was that he killed someone.
Yeah.
And it was with it was supposed to be a prop gun. Killed what was it, a cinematographer or something
killed
like
the
that?
cinematographer, injured the director.
Yeah, so my question is, how does a real gun get on set and be mistaken for a prop?
So here's the wonderful thing, and there's a reason why I mentioned it was a Western-based movie. So prop guns aren't actually really prop guns. They are actually still supposed to be registered as firearms in the United States. So even though they are actually like prop guns, they're supposed to be made to only fire blanks or propane or stuff like that. They're still technically firearms. So like Hollywood is actually, even though Hollywood is the biggest anti-gun, town, a little community, if you will, they have the most registered firearms in all of America because they're all used for Hollywood sets. So technically prop guns, they're actually, especially ones that fire blanks and propane and all that, they're actually, altered from real firearms being altered to not shoot a projectile. So what probably happened was, this being a Western movie, they're using Western guns. Those Western guns are why do you think I keep putting it in quotations?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that also brings up a point that I'll talk about in a little second later. So these Western guns, they're six shooter wheel guns. They're revolvers. They're guns that don't actually use a recoil based system to reload a bullet into the chamber. So these guns have very minimal altercations. Hell, a revolver, you can just shoot blanks straight off through it and not have to make any alterations, and therefore all of a sudden, because it's meant to shoot blanks only, it's a prop gun. So there is a very big possibility that, you know, it's like, hey, here's the prop gun. It's actually just a revolver that looks like a, you know, a Colt revolver, or, you know, a piece, you know, a peacemaker, or whatever you know, whatever you want. It's based in. I don't know what period of time that the movie is supposed to be shot in. All I know is like it's a Western period piece. So those revolvers don't really need to have many alterations made to make them, you know, not a, you know, not a real firearm, but a movie prop firearm. So what happened was a live round, a actual round, was supposedly put into there instead of a blank round, and forgotten that was in there. The armorer, who is not the prop master, the armorer is the one who's supposed to keep track of all that. For some reason, wasn't at their station when the assistant director came and picked up the gun, brought it to Alec Baldwin, and say, rehearse this scene again off camera, or not rolling. And then that's when supposedly he said some things that were, you know, not so nice, and pointed the gun in the direction of the cinematographer and the director. It shot and took a life. So
that's nuts, man.
yeah. So, and it was interesting because, like, a lot of people say, you know, prop guns, you know, are, you know, just that. They're props. They're not. They are firearms that, when, you know, not handled properly, can still kill, especially if there's live ammunition around. You know, and especially with Western guns, because most armorers, they're like, we're not going to spend, you know, the, you know, $1,000 to alter this gun, you know, just to, you know, do nothing to it, essentially. Like a revolver, you literally, if you want to go crazy with it, yeah, weld a little bar into the barrel to, you know, make it, you know, inoperable in the way of that. But even then, you know, a little welding is not going to hold up to a real bullet. So, uh, it's a crazy situation, and this is where it gets spicy. I say all three people involved need to go to jail for manslaughter charges. All three of them.
Yeah. So what's actually happening to Alec Baldwin per se? Like,
I haven't heard anything on what's going to happen to Alec Baldwin, who, by the way, is the biggest anti-gun. Well, not the biggest, but one of the most outspoken anti-gun people in Hollywood, and he's using a gun.
yeah, it's a bit ironic. Fuck, man, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine what's going through his head right now. That's fresh. Like, he literally just killed someone. Even if it was accidentally, like accidental or whatnot, like he's gotta live with that.
Yeah, well,
Which
he
is
should live with that, with manslaughter charges in jail, like any other person would who's not famous. And I say the armorer
yeah,
needs to go to jail for negligence, because their whole job was to make sure that the guns are safe for use on a set. And the fact that someone let a live round go into that freaking gun should not have happened. Never should have happened.
yeah.
And from this is just hearsay. I don't know who the exact armorer was, but supposedly the person who was the armorer was not trained with firearms whatsoever. I think it was a she. And not saying women can't handle firearms. They're some of the best shooters I know are women. But, you know, she was not trained with firearm safety, handling, or anything like that. Not even to, like, government standards, which is actually below gun community standards. Because as Algo has mentioned, treat every gun as loaded and dangerous, even if it's not even a real gun. Like,
I'm from a country where where would I get a fucking gun in my hand? I wouldn't even know where to start, and I know that.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's the same if you go to a paintball arena or airsoft. Like, you don't point it at people unless you're in the arena and everyone's got all their safety gear on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not risking lives there. You're just risking, like, but still, like, you, it's just the thing you do. Like,
Yeah, and that's why, because my lady asked me that night when it came out in the news. She's like, she's like, what do you think should happen to him? I'm like, give me a few moments, and I read everything that was out right then and there. Like they all should be in jail. Friggin' director should not be touching that one. That's a we have unions here. The director should not be handling those things because that's not part of his union description. The, the armorer is in trouble because she didn't take care of what needed to be taken care of according to safety guidelines. And Alec Baldwin, he's the one who unfortunately shot the person. He needs to get put into jail for manslaughter charges just like anyone else. You can't tell me that if I accidentally shot someone, I'm gonna say it was an accident, and they're gonna say, well, okay, just because it was an accident, you're not gonna go to jail. No, I'm going straight to jail. Like, that needs to be the same way across the board. If you're not going to take the time to learn how to use firearms and be able to check, like, hey, this gun, is loaded. Maybe I should check how the loads are. Like, have you seen John Wick? Here's the thing with John Wick, Keanu Reeves, the actor, spent hundreds of hours training with real life guns, with real life instructors, being able to actually learn, handle, and safely use, just about any type of weapon he was actually using in the movies. So that way, when he was actually on set, he was able to make sure my weapon is cleared. It's it's got rounds in it, so it's a hot gun. These rounds have freaking bullets on them. Like, these aren't blanks. Hold on. He can recognize that. Where someone like Alec Baldwin, who's completely anti-gun, says, civilians shouldn't even have guns in their hands and, despises them, is all of a sudden waving a gun around on set with not knowing what to do. He doesn't even know how to unload the dang thing. He doesn't even know how to keep the finger off the trigger. Like,
I feel like actors in any action whatnot, they like so Alec Baldwin wasn't even trained at all with weaponry or anything like that.
He's very staunch against guns, so I would imagine at the same time he would not even have training with firearms if he hates them that much.
So, you'd think if you're working with, like you said, prop guns, you'd put in the time to actually learn how to safely use them if you're using them on set all the time with a whole bunch of camera crew around and directors, producers, other people from the cast. It's kind of just ignorant at that point.
Yo, Striking, I would actually say the same exact thing if it was Keanu Reeves. If Keanu Reeves somehow accidentally shot and killed someone, on set, I would actually hold him to a higher standard. Like, dude, you are trained, you know what you're doing, and you still let this happen. Like, bro, you're still going to jail for manslaughter charges, but I am judging you even more now. Like, Alec Baldwin, I feel so bad about what he's gonna have to go through, especially with the thought of having of I just killed someone. That is a horrible thought, and it's a tragedy, especially for the the camera the camera person. Like, that person lost their life, but it's still going to be the same song for me, whether it was Keanu Reeves, Alec Baldwin, or any other actor. Learn, if you're going to go into if you're going to act for a role that has a specialized use of weaponry of any sort, whether it's swords, knives, guns, firearms, rifles, whatever it is, cannons even, get training on it. Know the ins and outs of the safety for it.
Fuck, it's even like so if you look at it like construction work or something, you don't just hire a new guy with no experience and chuck him on the fucking first forklift you see. Like, I feel like the directors and everyone in charge of it should be responsible for what happened, especially letting Alec Baldwin hold a prop gun, not knowing what the fuck he's doing with it. That is literally like chucking someone.
That might be his hubris though. That might be his pride. He's an older gentleman who believes he's got way too much experience in life to, that's his pride probably talking instead of getting trained. Hold on, let me catch up with the comments real quick. Doesn't help that Baldwin cutting corners as a producer led to undertrained, non-licensed workers. That makes sense. That breeds a little bit of what I said, that the armorer is not trained as an armorer. This is not all Baldwin though. No, definitely not. I would say, like I said, I think it's three main people. It's the assistant director for giving him what striking reminded me just of a cold gun. A cold gun is a gun that's not loaded, not even with blanks. It's supposed to be a completely empty weapon. That assistant director needs to get put in jail. The armorer, who had no business being there, who doesn't know a lick about guns, had no business, or deserves it, as well as Alec Baldwin going to jail for manslaughter charges. If you work with tigers, you'll learn how they work, and they don't kill half the people guns do. Yeah, exactly. If you're working with any kind of wild animal, if you're working with bears, tigers, or any kind of dangerous wild animal on set, you'll learn how to work with them. You don't just say, "Oh yeah, don't worry, I'll wing it." So, yeah, I'm excited. Not excited. That is the wrong word. I am interested. I mean, it's a little, it's a little exciting in the way where it's like, are Hollywood stars actually put on the same pedestal as us regular civilians? Actually, that's the excitement. It's like, are is Alec Baldwin going to get a free pass just because he's a big name actor? Who knows? That's exciting.
I feel like any. Oh, you carry on.
Go for it.
Sorry. I was gonna say, I think any action film or with guns, or like you said, knives, cannons, fucking anything, should all go through the same shit that John Wick did, and should be forced to go through that. And for anyone to think that anyone should get off scot free is fucking delusional, because someone doesn't just lose their life to a gun, and it's no one's fault. Like, someone loaded it, someone pulled the trigger. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's like your gun safety laws. Like, what I don't know exactly what, but you don't have a gun around your house that's loaded in there, and your daughter or your son or someone walks into your room and starts playing around with it and shoots himself and dies.
Yes, that's
who do you blame? You blame the incompetent person who fucking left it out in the open.
Exactly. That's negligent or like negligent manslaughter or something. I don't know the actual charge for that, but yeah, that's exactly right. The gun laws here.
It's literally the exact same thing. Like, it's a different situation, but it's the exact same thing. Instead of a little kid shooting themselves where they found their dad's gun somewhere lying around, it's someone's actually shot another person because they didn't fucking bother to give a shit about learning how to use them.
Yeah, and that's why I say, our gun laws aren't like, they're terrible in some sense, but in other ways they're actually not terrible. Like, when someone accidentally loses their life due to negligence of that sort, such as a kid finding their dad's gun, that dad better get sent to jail, because there's no law saying that if you own a gun you can't have it loaded and in your own property. But there is a law that says if you do have anyone under the age of 18 who lives with you or is constantly there at your place, so like your nieces and nephews are at your place all the time, right? Your gun better be locked up, because here in America, sure, they don't live with you, but they have, constant and readily access to your abode. That if they found a gun lying around in your room, and God forbid they do the worst, you are at fault for that. Even if it's not your child, if a child has access who is there on a regular basis to your knowledge, that is all on you. That is completely and utterly on you.
Are the laws different in like every state?
So I think that's more of a federal one. I'm more learned on California law, which is a lot worse than federal law. But I feel like that's a general, well, I would actually say common sense gun law. Like that's what I would consider common sense. Like if it's your gun and someone takes their own life with it because you were negligent with it and you knew that they were going to be there, that's kind of on you. That's not on them. Unless they're over 18, because then they should have the rationale to be like, they stole my gun. But anyone who is, anyone who's under the age, not okay.
So there's federal and state regulation laws. All right, this is way over my head.
Yeah, there definitely are.
Not being an American, I just don't understand it.
Yeah, so like the state of California has harsher gun laws than the federal government of America's gun laws. So like in California, you're not allowed to have a suppressor on your on any of your firearms unless you get a special tax exemption that is damn near impossible to get in California unless you're in Hollywood. Go figure. Not even joking. Hollywood armorers, armorers who work in Hollywood are actually able to get suppressor tax exemptions for their guns because they are supposed to be prop guns.
It's for entertainment, man.
Mm-hmm. But with a normal civilian like myself in California, I'm not able to get that tax exemption because they work the laws perfectly where they say, you're just regular civilian. No. Whereas in Texas, you can get that tax exemption from the federal government, pretty dang easy. You're just like, hey, I need a silencer. And they're going to be like, why? And it's like, well, because when I'm shooting, I don't want to, blow out my eardrums because I'm, shooting a freaking 30-30 and it's loud as hell. And they're like, all right, that makes sense. Here you go. And then you pay your $200 and then you order your silencer and you're good to go.
I think it's kind of nuts. Like, this is kind of like on a different subject, but along the same lines. So, is marijuana legal?
Sorry, your audio just cut out. What?
Is marijuana legal?
Why does it keep cutting it? Like, I don't know if anyone else hears that or if it's just me.
Hello?
It
Hello?
Is it legal in California? Is that
in every state?
Not yet.
Because I was gonna say,
okay, so there's.
I was gonna say if it's before it was legalized, was it more easy for say if I fucking flew over from New Zealand to the US and I was in Texas or some shit, would it be more easy for me to go into a gun store and buy a gun than for me to get some weed?
No, it's actually easier to get weed.
Okay. I was curious about that because I was gonna say it's kind of ridiculous a gun store.
Yeah. So
like, I want that, but it's illegal for me to own a piece of green plant that's not going to do anyone any harm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's audio issues we're gonna have to work out. It's Discord that's mucking things up. I don't know what it is, but I see it on Discord.
Goddamn Discord!
I see he's going quiet. You know how Discord puts up that green border around the video. It definitely shows that you're not talking when you cut out. But yeah, so in America, like I said, people make us out to be, hey, you can just get a gun from a gun store or a gun show. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, just pay your money and walk out with it. It's not that case. You come over, say to Texas and you walk into a gun store and say, good day, mate, I'm going to buy guns today. Yes, I am a United States citizen. Let's go. They're going to be like, who the fuck are you? And show me your ID that you are a United States citizen. And then when you're like, I got it right here. And you show them a fake one, they're actually trained to, they have to know what a fake ID looks like. No, they're basically going to tell you, yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude. And that's when you're going to have to hit the black market like you would have to do in any other country.
Yeah. Shows how much I know.
Well, it's a very weird thing. America is stereotyped as the place, if you want to get a gun, there's a gun on every corner. That's not true. There's a lot of nice neighborhoods where black market dealers are not allowed to hang on. So, but at the same time, as in every country, there is a black market that you can get a gun if you really want to, but you have to know the black market and you have to know where those kind of people hang out. You can't just walk up to it. Like, if someone came up to me, like, hell, I'm not even gonna lie to you right now. You come up to me, Suge, and you tell me, hey man, I need a gun because I just moved here, I just moved here to the United States and I don't have a gun and I would really feel better to have a gun in my house. I'm gonna tell you, sorry bud, I can't legally let you have my gun until you are legally allowed to actually own a gun. I'm not. I don't even think
I don't even think if I came over to the US, I'd want one.
Oh, you'll want one after I take you shooting.
Oh yeah, like maybe like for recreational use, but I don't think I would fucking want one for protection and shit. Like it's just not a thing that's like drilled into me. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
like I've seen very few guns in my life, and that's either from gang members in my neighborhood where they've accidentally shown it hanging out of fucking pants, but they can't legally buy that. I mean, we all know where they're getting it from, like black market, like you said. But like other than that, it's just cops. The regular civilian, no one owns them. Maybe they own like hunting rifles, but it's completely different.
I mean,
I assume. No, I'm fucking not.
I mean, hunting rifles definitely are definitely different in a situation, but you would be surprised what gang members do with hunting rifles to make them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I've seen literally. This is, I don't know if anyone knows what a Mosin Nagant is, but a Mosin Nagant, it's actually very popular in video games. It's that big fuck off Russian rifle, bolt action. Yeah. It has a bullet, actually like a little bigger than this right here. It is a big ass.
It's the most American thing I've ever seen. It's got a bullet. Hold up. Just reach. You don't even have to get out of your fucking seat. You just got one. Oh, look at it. It's this big.
I mean,
I
got a pocket knife right here. I got a loose shell right there. Actually, the reason why that shell is there is a completely different story.
I have the missus's hair tie here. Like, got a can that I drank. Oh, it's still got a little bit in there.
I mean, I got my can. I got like 4 different bottles of juice. 2 of them empty, half of them full. Freaking. Like,
and then a 50 caliber bullet, right?
Motherfucker, that'd be that big. Come on now, get out of here. I don't. Hey, you know what? California, you can't buy 50 cal BMG. So.
Wouldn't fucking know.
But
that is funny.
I mean, honestly, I don't even have to leave my seat to actually get a hold of a firearm myself. I can't pull that on stream though because that is against TOS.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. I grew up. Well, I didn't. I shouldn't say I grew up. I grew up loving firearms since like the ripe young age of like 4 or 5.
Is that from video games or?
No, actually, no. It's from movies.
Oh, that explains it.
So watching movies where there were guns in it, I was more interested in the guns than actually what was actually happening in the movies. Video games definitely didn't help it, but I started learning about guns before I started playing video games. So like when I first started playing, Call of Duty 4, which was technically my first like modern day, video game, I was like, holy shit, I recognize every single one of these weapons and know exactly what calibers they fire. It's like, oh yeah, there's the M4A1. It's a freaking, 5.56 caliber. There's an AK-47, 7.62 by 39. There's, the R700 that shoots a 308 NATO. Back in that day, that was the standard. So like, there was like, I knew more about firearms before I even started playing video games, which was the craziest thing. but like it was just just one of those things that I guess I just grew up on, and what really made me want to have a firearm for protection is when I started working security at the age of 20.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
when, like, I always wanted a firearm for, protection, because that's, kind of like, what's the best tool to, protect yourself from someone trying to kill you.
Oh,
Oh, you
can't
can't
hear
hear
audio.
me. Can't hear your audio.
Is anyone
Uh-oh.
else having that problem? Or
I'm watch, they actually freaking just killed me on Twitch. It's
okay.
real quiet. That I'm I was gonna say I'm running into the yellow on my mixer over here, so you might need to turn up your volume just a little bit. Yeah, because if I turn this up anymore, if I turn the gain up on this anymore, you guys are gonna get get into the red section, and that's when it's gonna start hurting your ears.
You get the
You
But
get
yeah.
the peeking.
Oh God, don't do that. Thank God for noise gates.
Yeah,
But
straight
all that
up.
being said, my life in security is what really drove it home to me for like, people are fucking evil out there, and sometimes the best way to actually deter someone from attacking you is just pull out something a lot more dangerous than what they have, and
Yeah.
show that you're willing to stop them by any means necessary. Okay, perfect, Booze. I'm glad to hear that. Booze in news.
Yeah, see, I've worked in security as well, and I mean it's completely different over here. We don't get fired. The only piece of equipment we really get is a fucking notebook and an RT. And I mean, like, I suppose over in America there is that threat. I mean, there is still a threat over here being a like security officer or something, but it's a different kind of threat. It's mainly
Well,
like if I'm threatened, it's mainly because someone's trying to punch me, So I could just throw hands too or something like that. But like over there, if you don't have a gun and someone pulls one on you, what the fuck do you do? Like
well,
no one's gonna pull a gun on me while I'm working security in New Zealand. It's like never gonna happen.
yeah.
And
So
if anyone had a gun over here and I'm working security, what they're gonna look at me and want to pull a gun on me? Like really they're gonna risk that? Like I highly doubt it.
well, think about working security in the area where those gang members are that have their guns in their pants and all that kind of stuff. Those were the
Yeah,
areas I worked. I worked in high risk areas. There's definitely nice cushy areas that I got to work in one time where it's like I don't even know why I'm carrying a gun. I'm just happy I got it, because why not? It was a nice little talking piece with some of the ladies. It's like, oh, you're carrying a gun, and it's like, yes, I am, and it's like, oh, you're so dangerous, and I'm like, there's nothing dangerous around here for me to. I could have left my gun at home today, and it would have been fine. But there's other places where I worked, like near the border, high crime. Well, I wouldn't say high crime rate, but there was actually a house that I did work at, and the reason why I was brought onto there is because the house has been hit by burglars multiple times, armed burglars. So they're like, hey, we're bringing you on because we're tired of getting our house broken into. And one time the couple who lived there were actually like hostage tied and everything, and got the beat the shit out of them. So it's like,
yeah.
they're like, we can't we can't risk this anymore. So they put a guy with a gun there, and like most of the time I didn't feel like I needed a gun, but there was quite a few times where it's like, I'm really happy I have this here because they're running away instead of my client potentially getting hurt.
Yeah.
A taser is not always enough, Bosun. Sorry to say.
Yeah.
It's a nice deterrent when it goes clack 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 clack, but it's
You
not
ever
always a great deterrent, especially when
you
you're
ever
working.
you ever seen that video of that really big guy and he gets tased and he just stares at the person that's tasing him. He's got the fucking thing in his chest and he just goes, "I'll get you, bitch."
Yeah.
Like he's getting tased and he's just standing there like, screwed up face. I'll get you, bitch. Like,
Yeah, like
they don't do shit.
tasers are really good for certain situations, just like pepper spray is really good for certain situations. But in my professional opinion, in situations where I have actually experienced it, pepper spray is a really good way to piss someone off. You know, a taser is a really good way to either put a big man down, like what you just said right now, Bosun, a freaking 300-pound man. You know, if he's all muscle and those taser prongs hit right, yeah, that dude's going down as hard as bricks. But also, I see them fail a lot, where the taser prongs don't hit properly. And that guy's just like, you freaking hurt me. I'm gonna go beat the shit out of you now. And it's like, oh. So, you know, I'm a 400-pound chubby dude too. I'll probably go down to a taser, but at the same time, only one prong sticks into me properly. I'm gonna be like, you just try to tase me. I'm gonna fucking kill you right now. Like it, you know, it's not a there. And then with pepper spray, it's even worse. It's like, you know, when someone's either drugged up or hardcore adrenaline rush, like forget it. The pepper spray is only going to make them pissy even more and make them swing even wider and more violently.
Yeah, especially someone on drugs. Especially them. Yeah. They don't feel as much. They just feel awake and like overly awake, and they don't think as much.
Yeah.
They get pissed off. They're gonna start throwing. Give a fuck if it's even at a brick wall. They'll just start throwing their hands.
Yeah.
Like, you see it all the time.
Yeah, it really is one of those kinds of things. But that is the experiences that I've had that make me, you know, I'm in a place where I don't even really I don't feel like I need to have a gun, you know, next to me at, you know, all the time. But at the same time, it's just ingrained in my head, like, you know, I just have one next to me at all times, because that's just how, you know, that's what my training brought me up to, you know, to act like. Is like, if I don't have my gun on me and something happens, like, I'm in trouble. Even though I'm in a situation right now where my living situation is like, you know, if someone breaks into my house, I'm gonna be super surprised. Like, it's like, this is so far out of the way that, and you chose this house that looks really run down. Like, okay.
Yeah. You looking for something? I'll help you find it. Like, because I'm looking for it too.
Like, bro, if there's anything, like, go into the backyard, start taking my plants. I've been trying to freaking deplant this backyard forever. Let's go. Freaking shower gun. Yo, amigo. The gun belongs in the toilet, you know, in the toilet tank. You know, you strap it underneath there. That's where it belongs.
That's like every fucking movie.
Yeah, right?
Yo, we got money in here. Where? yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. If you can find it, like, I'll go halves.
Yeah, like, bro, you find anything valuable in here, I'll go half with you. I'll even tell you. I'll even split the insurance money with you. Like, come on. Oh, jeez.
Fuck. I remember this one time, and I don't know if I've told many people this, but I was at home by myself once, and this before we had to get cameras set up. But I was at home by myself once, and this is like where I suppose having a gun would come in handy. I was at home by myself, and I'm in the kitchen, and these two guys walk up my driveway. I don't know who the fuck they were. One was holding a baseball bat, the other guy like crowbar or something. They were just walking up, and they see me like last second, and I just pulled the biggest kitchen knife I could, and they just went running, like, because they seen something. They thought the house was empty. They were obviously just going to use that just in case. Then they see me and they fucked off. So, like, obviously I told my parents, I was like, yo, get some cameras set up, because ever since we've had the cameras set up, like, we've had our cars broken into, we've had our garage broken into. Like, as soon as we got the cameras up, there's never a problem, because as soon as there's movement where the camera looks, it flashes red. And people know it's camera. They're not gonna fucking risk that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say, like, I think my biggest oh shit moment was I was literally I used to work this really crummy area where it had three different bars, so two bars, one club, all within like the same little area. And so it's a Friday night, everyone's drunk and having fun, men are showing off to their women and other men or however. This one dude freaking at least a good like 6 to 8 inches taller than me and freaking like built. Like he's a guy that I'd be like, if I have to, I will fight you, but I really don't want to fight you because I'm gonna get hurt and maybe lose, maybe. But but it was crazy because I see this guy. He is literally staring at me, and he's like got this like I'm gonna punch this guy look, and he even like says something like, I got this one, I got this one. Like it was like, oh fuck, dude, please don't. And his buddy, luckily, a lot more sober than he was, looks at me, looks me up and down, sees my gun on my hip in my holster, and my hand is actually on the gun now because I see this guy and I hear him like he's making essentially like a threat. I'm just like, I'm gonna be prepared because I want to go home tonight. I'm not going to go to a hospital tonight. I'm going home tonight. But his buddy's just like, yo, gee, look it, he's got a gun. And he says this loud. And all of a sudden his buddy, who's freaking yoked out, looks down and sees on my hip, my hand on my gun. He's like, oh fuck. And like literally audibly says, oh fuck. And they start walking away from me. I'm like, I laughed, but I laughed that nervous, scared laugh. Like I was in danger. Like, holy
thank fuck.
Shit.
Thank fuck for American gun laws.
I'm just like, well, I mean, this is working security, so there's different laws for armed security guards and such. Basically, rent-a-cops. That's what I was. I was a rent-a-cop. I was a Paul Blart, but with a gun, essentially. So,
did you have the what are those things called? The fucking
segways?
Yeah. Fuck yeah! I've always wanted to try one of those. I'll tell you what is a much better movie than Paul Blart.
Listen.
Fuck, now I'm having a mind blank. What's that Seth Rogen movie? Observe and Report.
Yo,
bro,
see,
that movie is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so that is actually what I'm guessing you were as a security guard with a pen and paper and a radio. And that's how most security guards, when you think of security guards in America, are. They're observe and report only.
Yeah.
Where I was an armed security guard, and we're actually, we're paid more, or supposed to be paid more, trained more, and almost to the same level of training as police. Actually, that's why we're rent-a-cops. And we're observe and react. We're not observe and report. We're observe and react, and then we report after the situation. I've actually arrested quite a few people. And that was my job description. I wasn't a observe report, which I worked alongside with those people, but that was boring for me. I was like, I can't just sit on my ass and do nothing all day long and just watch someone get freaking punched or harassed or abused in any kind of way. Just like, well, I'm gonna write this down, call the police, and just wait for them to come and deal with it.
Yeah,
when
that's literally what we did.
Yeah. Whereas I was pretty much the, someone reported a crime happening to me. I was the person who was there. I can make an arrest, and then after that, make the report to the police and my company, and be able like, hey, officers, this is what happened. This is exactly, the situation. This guy punched this person. I made the arrest. No incident afterwards. They take their statements from other witnesses and from the the victim and assailant, and then they swap handcuffs. Call me later to make sure get my statement if any more is needed for a court case, and that was the whole thing. So yeah, I was in an observe and react situation, not a observe and report. Though most people or most security guards are observe and report.
Yeah, that's basically all I did. I mean, there was some situations we have to intervene. I remember this one time, this guy was pushing this guy around, like, because I worked in a mall that had a supermarket in it, and they would line up all the trolleys or the shopping carts like right out the front,
Mhm.
and he pushed one of the employees over, like one of the trolley boys, like right in front of the store. So I had to go over and be like, "Yo, you need to get out. Like, you can't be
Yeah.
doing that shit in here, because I legally can't put my hands on attack me, because it's all the self defense laws and everything like that."
Yeah.
So I go over there. This guy's clearly pissed, probably on crack too. And as soon as I go to say, "Bro, you can't do that," he picks up a fucking trolley like above his head and fucking hiffs it at me. I was lucky to fucking dodge it, but shit.
Yeah.
And then he missed me with it, and then he goes, "I'm gonna be waiting outside for you." I'm like, okay, like, I mean, he wasn't there when I left, but because I like finished like 3 hours after that happened.
Yeah.
Must have got bored waiting, but like shit, like that. Honestly, yeah, new lock, crack strength, straight up. This man picked up a fucking trolley, not one of those small ones or plastic ones, like these big, hefty old metal ones. Bro, he lifted it over his head and fucking heft it. Bro, he threw that shit like 4 fucking meters.
In all fairness, trolleys aren't that heavy.
Yeah, but
I
to
mean,
throw it 4 fucking meters from above your head like that, like,
okay, 4 meters. That is okay. I would,
crack strength,
yeah,
bro.
grocery cart, yeah, shopping cart, grocery cart. But, I mean, 4 meters, yes, that'd be quite the stretch. I don't know if I could throw it 4 meters. 2 meters definitely. But 4 meters, nah, probably not. But I could lift a shopping cart over my head. I have before. That was fun.
Oh, I could do that too, but throwing it that far, man.
Nah, yeah,
I don't even
throwing it
think
that
I
far
could.
is.
I don't think I could throw one. Like, it probably bounce back and hit me. Fuck that. Yeah, booze. We call them trolleys in New Zealand. It's
Yeah,
very
for-
different. That's why I said shopping cart as well, because just in case people didn't know.
Right.
I don't. What is a trolley for you?
A trolley is that red thing that goes up and down San Francisco.
Oh, like a gondola.
No, that's not
Oh.
okay.
Oh
I don't know
no,
if
no, you're talking about a tram.
not
I think
not a
I think that's
tram.
what you're talking about. Oh, that's what we call them. I think. You know those things that are like budget trains. That's the best way I can. It's the best way I can fucking explain it.
I mean,
It's a
I guess
tram.
a
Okay,
tram.
yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm thinking specifically like the ones in San Francisco that are like red, and you see in all those movies that are based in San Francisco of like the guys
Yeah.
or the girls or the friends jumping onto the trolley, and going up and down the hills of San Francisco and shit.
Car trains. Yeah.
Yeah, car trains. But yeah, trams.
Yeah,
That's what a trolley is to me. I don't know about many other people, but I mean, I also grew up watching, BBC, specifically Top Gear. So for me, like when you say trolley, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure majority of people would. I don't know. It's probably some Americans that are
Oh, are you
only know
serious?
it.
At least half the American public would be like, a trolley? You mean the thing that you see on the road? No.
Yeah, that's what I
The-
take into the
the-
supermarket with me to pick up my groceries. Just push that along. Hey, yeah, this guy picked up above his head and can you fucking imagine that? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's insane. That and boot. Freaking no one here
Oh,
calls
yeah.
the trunk a boot.
Yeah. And you guys call a bonnet the hood, right?
Yeah, the hood or the engine, the engine bay. But yeah, the
No,
bonnet.
yeah. Yeah, bonnet and boot here. I fucked up my bonnet. God damn. Fucking bent my chassis while I was at it. I miss that car, man. I miss it. You know what's crazy though? So I scrapped that car, right? Literally, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like my car when I bought it had this little dent in the rear bumper. and I seen the exact dent in like this in the same make of car and everything. Grabbed the parts and built up a new one or something and sold it to someone because I seen the exact dent and the same number plate. Like I was like, that's my fucking car. I was like,
Yeah.
God damn. Here's
Well,
me
I mean,
walking.
very possible. It's very possible. I mean, they could have also just bought the parts from like the.
Yeah,
Who knows? I mean,
it's crazy though. It was a good car. I mean,
I know my truck
the
is
guy,
totaled.
yeah, look at the guy I fucking sold my car to, like at the scrapyard. That usually they he said usually with vehicles that are this damaged, they would give like $250 for it. But because of the type of car that I had, and it was a Mitsubishi 2006, I believe.
Okay.
So like it was a decent car, not like wasn't flashy or anything. But he's like, yo, he's like 700. I was like, for real? I was expecting like 250. Oh, fuck, I could have bought another car with that, but then I had insurance bills and everything.
Yeah.
I just threw that at.
See,
So yeah,
that's a great thing about American vehicles, man. Freaking, I flipped in the air with my truck, and I just came out with a little bit of road rash.
that's
Because
crazy.
because my window was rolled down and it landed on the side, and yeah. So, but yeah, otherwise,
Fuck
I
that.
I got hit on the freeway by a car going 75 miles per hour. I freaking spun out on the on ramp, went sideways into the freeway, and my only thought was, don't stop, just keep going till I hit the medium, because there was a wall for a medium. And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was a pretty big shoulder, and I knew, like, if I could just get my truck to that medium and just slam itself into the medium or into the wall there, like I'd be safe and not hurt anybody else. But last freaking lane, man, last lane, got across just fine. Boom, T-boned 75 miles per hour. Didn't even realize I was airborne until one of the witnesses that was behind the car that hit me was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. It was just a little roll." It's like, "No, you were in the air." And I'm like, "What do you mean I was in the air?" They're like, "We saw you over his car in the air flipping." And I was like, "No fucking way."
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, it was the most
come-
movie cinematic feeling I've ever been in. That cost me so much money.
You felt like Chuck Norris.
Dude, I felt like some sort of action star, dude. Freaking, all I know is like I hit on my passenger side, rolled back over onto the wheels. It stopped right there on the wheels. Couldn't get out because I got flung against because I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, which was actually a good thing in the end. After hearing that I was up in the air about 6-8 foot, because fractured ribs going into your lungs is never fun. I don't care what anyone says.
Especially because seatbelts lock as well.
Mm-hmm. And this is
Especially a sudden jolts. Yeah.
I mean, the seatbelt should be worn, but at the same time, I was very happy it wasn't at this time, because like I would have came out of that with some really bad fractures and possibly a punctured lung. But
yeah, fuck that.
Fuck yeah, dude. I couldn't open the passenger side door, so I scooted over to the driver's side. Couldn't open that door. I was in like panic mode for a second. It was like, "Fuck, I need to get out of here," because all I see is headlights coming right at me. And I actually had to kick out my passenger side door. It was insane, dude. I was like, kick, boom, just like freaking stumble out on the freeway and run, dodging cars like Frogger, man.
Fuck that. How many vehicle accidents would go down if we just use more trains and trolleys?
Right?
That is a good point. Yo, if we were all still on horseback,
oh,
I'd love that actually.
I would too. We would never be able to visit any of our family or loved ones who live more than 100 miles away, but hey.
You just get a sturdy horse, man. You get a stallion. Remember the story about how I ran over like 5 people? You wish, man.
Freaking, is he talking about GTA?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Always run over. I'm a shit driver on GTA, man. I'm a shit driver in video games. Put me in an actual car, I'm sweet. Like I'll fucking rip doughies all day, but fuck, like
I don't know, man. You're kind of scary in the video games. I don't think
it's the controller. No,
You say the
I wouldn't be
controller?
I wouldn't be any better in like a fucking wheel or something either. Although Red just sent me a thing in private messages. He's got his wheel set up for Forza.
Oh dang! Oh dang!
Yeah.
Last Forza
Series of the
Friday
party in Dunedin. I don't remember a party in Dunedin where I was driving. Yo, I can't wait for Forza Horizon 5 to come out. When is that, by the way? Is that December?
I think that's this next month coming up. Because I think this is
Oh,
supposed to be our
November.
last Forza Horizon Forza Horizon 4 coming out. Or Friday night.
November 9th. Oh, that's not even that far away. It's like just over a week.
November 9th. I think it's November 5th, bro. I'm just looked it up on here. Wait. Initial release is the 5th. The official release date for is November 9th. However, some players have early access to it on the 5th. Oh, okay. I wonder how you get early access.
Pre-ordering or
Probably.
I don't know.
No clue.
Probably have to get onto that shit early.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll be able to do it now.
Well, it's been a long time. Should we wrap this up?
We should wrap this up. Although I did have one more topic that I did want to talk about that we haven't gotten to yet. And that is our plans with the podcast, our streams, maybe next year, personal goals. I don't know. I think the plan with the podcast is just try and I don't know, just find topics that we can actually just waffle on about like we have tonight, and eventually get some guests on.
Yeah, we're
some decent. I wanna get I got you suck. Following, man. I'm trying to self promo on that. That would be interesting.
Definitely guests for the podcast. I definitely want to try to get our first guest on before the end of the year.
100%.
Very short term is we gotta make a YouTube channel for the Uncultured Gold now, and post this up there on YouTube so we can have podcast episodes essentially going on.
Yes, sir. I also need to work on some more overlays and just graphic design for it. I mean, we got two main screens. The starting screen, which is basically the same thing you're seeing right now, chat.
Yeah.
Without the chat box and our faces. So I need to do something a little bit different with that. I'll do that when I find the time. I think for now it's okay.
It looks great.
I like it, man. I'm quite proud of it. I think it's quite cool.
It is.
I like the logo.
Very clean.
I don't know.
So, but stream wise, just keep on grinding. I got merch coming out actually. I have some sample products. The merch store is actually already open, but I got some sample products that will either determine if the merch is actually worth keeping or not, heading their way over here. So
nice. And you got 500 followers almost coming up. 30 followers away, man.
Jeez, yeah,
not far. I'm coming up on 300. I'm hoping to hit 300 by the end of the year. My goal by the end of the year, and I got that like 4 months early. So I mean, I think I'm on track. I think I'm at 228 now.
Let's double check. I can check right now.
I keep it. I check it most days just to see. You follow me, yo, Striking. I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that.
Let me throw that big sugar love.
Oh, the shout out
out right now. Let's see. We got. This is freaking.
Yeah, we're working on that. I've got I'm actually working on a Fiverr page right now. So as you guys know, I did design what you're seeing right now. But I'm planning on putting up 229. Nice. An extra one. I wonder who. I haven't checked. Um, but yeah, I was a you striking. Thank you very much. Um, but yeah, no, I'm gonna be setting up a Fiverr page, try out Twitch. I'm not saying you need overlays, but I will be creating some cheap overlays, and they can I can always make them in a way that kind of represents you instead of just having a generalized one. Like I can work with you if you want to go down that road. So
Yeah.
that's my plan. That's my plan. Next year, I'm gonna try and get a part-time job and do my streaming and graphic design because my goal, my life goal is to be able to work from home. To be honest, I don't want to wake up at fucking 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. every work for 10 hours, get
Oh,
home tired as shit.
say that all over again, bro. Friggin' massive audio issue there.
Oh, I was saying I don't want to wake up at 4 a.m. every day and fuck off to work for 10 hours, come home tired as shit, not have any energy for what I actually want to do, and
Mm-hmm.
then go to sleep, rinse and repeat. And the only days I get off is Saturday and Sunday. I'll be able to work on my own schedule. I don't want to have to answer to anyone apart from Twitch. And you know what I mean? Like I want to be my own person. So that's my goals, man. That's lifetime goals. That's not next year's goals, but hey, if it happens next year, it happens. You never know.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it.
Life throws you curveballs, man.
I'm right there with you. Right there with you, actually. Friggin', I don't want to be clocking into an office on someone else's dime. I want to be. I mean, I don't mind going into work. Like, I actually want to open up my own firearm manufacturing company. So, like, I wouldn't mind,
Yeah,
waking up at 6 a.m. to do what I love, and that is design and sell countries and companies firearms. Like,
yeah, but that's like your own business. You're not answering to
mhm.
anyone. You answer to yourself. You make your own money. You don't.
And whichever
You don't
federal
wait for
government I'm
someone.
working with.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's that. But like, hey, how we're never gonna be able to know. The fucking president answers to someone,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Like everyone answers to someone. There's no one that's legitimately on top of everything. So I mean,
Yeah.
like, if I can minimalize that part of my life, then cool. You know, my
Well,
own business, cool. My own clothing line, my own graphic
well,
design, my whatever the fuck. Like, I want to be able to do it from home
we are
and
on
not
a
wait for
great
someone
start
to send
then.
me a check.
We are on a great start then. We got this podcast, we got our streams. Once again, everybody, our streams are twitch.tv at our usernames Big Sugar Live and Xenos Ace, as you can see right here, right now. And yeah, hopefully I think it's a good place to just wrap up.
Yeah. Are you carrying on with the stream tonight?
I'm gonna end stream real quick and then turn it back on. That way this VOD just saves on its own. And
Nice.
we will be streaming. I'll probably take 5 minutes to go grab something to drink.
Yeah. I got a PP.
But yeah, everybody go check out Big Sugar. He's gonna go live right about now. I'm gonna go unlive and then re-back live. VOD will stay up on my channel. We will be doing a YouTube channel that should be up by the weekend at latest with the podcast episodes going on. Yeah. Any final words, Sugar?
The only other thing I want to say is that the podcast will be live every Wednesday 9 p.m. PST. That is Thursday 5 p.m. NZT for me. But we're gonna be switching channels every now and then. So this week is live on Xenos' channel. Next week live on. If you guys aren't in the Discord, hold on. Let me pop that in there, real quick.
Should be able
If you
to.
guys aren't in the Discord, that is exactly where we put all the announcements for it. So if you want to keep up to date with the podcast, that is the perfect place to do it. I think I want to become more active on it too. So if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, that should just be at Big Sugar. I'm pretty sure. If anyone uses Twitter, I'm gonna try and be a bit more active with it. So I may be able to update podcast news on there as well.
All right.
But yeah, that's me, man. This is a successful run.
There we go. And with that, incredible bombshell, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm still in Top Gear. I don't care. We love you, and we will see you guys hopefully during our streams right after this. But we'll see you guys later. Say bye, sugar.
Ka-chow.
Later, y'all.